Lin Wood, Sandmann's famous lawyer, who has volunteered to defend Kyle Rittenhouse from prosecution and charges after he was involved in several shootings in Kenosha. Lin Wood is dropping massive red pills on Twitter and blasting the left. I'm actually really impressed that Lin Wood is so based, but let's just read some of the things that he's been tweeting. Lin Wood says, Facebook, Twitter, Google, YouTube, and other social media will next censor speech supportive of the fundamental and invaluable right of self-defense. Police are now hesitant to enforce the law for fear of criminal charges. Leftists now seek to suppress citizens' right to self-defense. Absolutely. The story of Kenosha and Kyle Rittenhouse is famous now. It's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. It's become a really big deal, and it's this sort of turning point for our country. For months now, we've seen violent left-wing activists burning things down, looting, and causing mayhem. Now, the people are finally waking up, and they're starting to defend their property. In Kenosha, many volunteers, armed citizens, came to defend the town and the city and the businesses and the people who live there from violent members of BLM and Antifa and just your run-of-the-mill left-wingers. And it's already been proven through video footage that Kyle Rittenhouse, not only did he not break the law, we've already seen a lot of these left-wing types making arguments about Kyle, saying he broke the law. However, they're incorrect. One of the most common arguments, for example, is that, well, he took a gun across state lines, so self-defense doesn't apply. Or the gun was illegal for him to open carry. Both of these things are not true. So we can see Lin Wood here addressing. A Twitter user named Zigtastic says, so the first guy who was shot in the face was actually a result of Kyle shooting into the crowd. Afterwards, he was still carrying an illegal gun in a different state. That self-defense doesn't come into play since it was illegal beginning with. Now, this is incorrect. And Lin Wood is gonna red pill this normie and set the record straight. He responds, when you start manufacturing facts to support false accusations, you get into trouble under the law of defamation. Kyle did not carry a gun across state lines. The gun belonged to his friend, a Wisconsin resident. The gun never left the state of Wisconsin. So we've got two key facts here. One, Kyle did not bring the gun across state lines, which may have had legal implications. He borrowed a Wisconsin resident, a friend of his. He borrowed his gun, and that's also legal. Another fact to mention is people are saying that he wasn't allowed to open carry because he was below 18. However, the law allows you from, I believe, 16 and up to carry that specific type of rifle which he had, which I believe was an AR-15. So he was legally carrying, bringing gun across state lines. Even if he did, I would argue that even if he did these things, it would still be self-defense. Now, I want to show you some of Lin Wood's massive red pills that he's dropping on Twitter. But first, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a share. And now, a quick word from our sponsor, Virtue Signal the Card Game. Virtue Signal the Card Game is a parody of social justice. And what a better sponsor for all the craziness and riots happening right now. In Virtue Signal, you play as one of 12 different social justice warriors. Object of the game is very simple. Amass an army of NPC followers. Beep bop boop. Virtue Signal simulates the power struggles between activist groups. You know, when the left eats itself, that sort of thing. It's a lot of fun, folks. There's also the Virtue Signal Problematic Card Expansion Pack, including cards like Wax My Balls, Bigot, Clean Your Lobster, Bucko, and Roof Koreans. But you can get it all for only $34.98. You can find a link down below in the description. So jumping back to Twitter here, you can see Lin Wood replying to Kevin, who says, whatever Soros order, Soros gets. Now this is pretty based, his response. He says, George Soros has ordered the US Constitution. He is not going to get it. How do I know? Tens of millions of freedom-loving Americans tell me so. Hashtag fight back. Lin Wood is amazing. So he's also known as Sandmann's lawyer. That's his famous title here. Sandmann was the Covington high school teen who was defamed and lied about by the media because he was wearing a MAGA hat and because a Native American came up to him and claimed that the Covington students attacked him and harassed him. This was fake news. It never happened. Turns out the Native American guy was a known con man, and the whole story was fake. You even had celebrities saying, "Oh, Sandmann has such a punchable face." And mind you, he was a minor. Kind of like Kyle, they're both minors. So Lin Wood has experience in this, in defending these teenagers against unlawful claims, and in winning. So when I hear that Lin Wood is going to be defending Kyle Rittenhouse pro bono, and that he's dropping all these red pills, I just kind of feel like Rittenhouse has a very good chance to come out of this unscathed. So I mentioned this in an earlier video, but the hashtag Fightback Foundation Incorporated website is now online. It is a legal fund that's been set up in order to help Kyle Rittenhouse. Some people are having trouble with the website, but you can visit here. It's fightback.law, and let's read it. Let's see how based and red pill this is. Oh man, I love it. Hashtag Fightback. For too long, the fake news media have lied and attacked conservatives without accountability. That's where we come in. We bring lawsuits to check the lies of the left. The radical left has taken over mainstream media, and they don't care about the truth. They will lie, cancel, and defame anyone who stands in their way. But the truth still matters, and that's why we bring lawsuits to stop the left's lies. To defend the truth, to defend freedom. Well, I don't know about you folks, but yeah, I agree. I'm sick of it. I think we're all sick of it. Conservatives are being suppressed. They're being defamed on a daily basis. How often have we seen that these politicians refuse to punish people rioting, people burning down buildings, people attacking the police? They refuse to charge them. And most of these are Democrats. And they let them get away with it. But you know who they do charge? They charge the armed civilians trying to defend people's businesses from being burned. They defend the people beating people in the street. Now, there is proof that Kyle is innocent. He was attacked 3 times. Actually more than that. And he showed a lot of restraint. He never shot anybody who did not physically attack him or try to take his gun first. And all of the people who were shot had long criminal records. One was even a convicted molester. So don't tell me that, oh, they were innocent, peaceful protest. And that's not peaceful. Okay, attacking someone, trying to crack their skull, or trying to shoot them with a handgun is not peaceful. There's just so many lies. Oh, and if you're wondering where the money for the Fight Back Foundation will go, Lin Wood says himself, "I will not take a dime from the hashtag Fight Back Foundation donations for my time or expenses. I have a security team of Navy SEALs to provide security for me." Can you imagine the Navy SEAL meme copy pasta, but in real life? That's basically this. If you're a left-wing radical and you're going to try to take down Lin Wood, I'll have you know, there are trained Navy SEALs with 25 confirmed kills, ready to blast your ass. He's also going to be protecting his family, his employees, and his neighbors. He says, "I will pay for the costs. I will not be intimidated by leftist tactics or threats." So, that's nice. I think this guy is planning on suing the city, which is why he's doing this for free, essentially. So if you want to give to that cause, you can. And, yeah, just Google it. It's very simple. Fightback.law. Now, if I was the media, I would be very scared of Sandmann's famous lawyer from suing them for defamation. But, you know, the media never learns. Here on Vice.com, for example, you can see, "Alleged Kenosha killer loved cops, guns, Trump, and triggering the libs." Former classmates say, the 17-year-old was only enrolled at Lakes Community High School for 1 year, but he left an impression. So they're already doing attacks on Kyle in the media and on the lawyer. Now, this is a big mistake. Sandmann won millions, hundreds of millions of dollars suing media organizations like CNN and others. So yeah, here you can see this hit piece on Vice saying that Kyle was, oh, your typical right-wing troll. He triggered the libs, which I find hilarious. This is why Vice is going to get sued. They're going to get sued because they're already lying about what happened, and they're completely leaving out context. Oh man, this is going to be huge. Sue Vice. I want to see it burn to the ground. So they say that he shot one of the protesters And, yeah, they weren't protesters. They were rioters. They were violent insurgents. They say he shot one of them in the head, and they leave out the part where that protester attacked Kyle. You can literally see it in the footage. All of the footage of the attacks are out there. Then they go on to say, a crowd of protesters then chased Rittenhouse down a street. Oh, you mean to kill him? To beat him to death? And you're saying it's not self-defense. Then they say he tripped, fell, and just as two protesters came towards him, he sat up, aimed, and opened fire. Oh, really? That's what happened. Do you see the way they frame it, folks? In the footage, you can see protesters running up to him, attacking him violently. One of the people who was shot had a skateboard and was trying to smash his skull. There was another man who tried to curb stomp him in the face. That could kill him easily. He never attacked anyone without being provoked. It's their fault. You can't just attack people. But you know what? These left-wingers, they've gotten away with it for far too long. And they literally think that they can do violence and no one is going to defend their own lives. Well, they are sorely mistaken. This was self-defense and vice. Someone do me a favor because I can't use Twitter. But please, send this to Lin Wood so that he can, I don't know, maybe sue them. Sure would be a shame if Vice got sued for defamation. That's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you like the content that I produce and want to chip in a little bit and help the channel, you can do so by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you do join either of those services, you will get access to a private Discord server. We have a good time. If you want to donate, there's DonorBox and crypto. Links and addresses are down below in the description. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.